Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celebrate Black Excellence. I'm your digital host, Carlton T. Clay. Our next guest is Augusta's own. He's a Davidson Fine Arts alum. He's a member of the Count Basie Orchestra, and he's a Grammy Award winner. Give it up for Robert Boone Jr. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, man. Thank you so much for being here, taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know you're a Grammy Award winner now, so you know you got a lot of stuff going on. So I appreciate you taking the time out to talk with us today.
Anytime, anytime.
Yeah, man. So let's get started. Now, I know your origin story. We grew up together, but for those who may not know, how did you get started with music?
I grew up in Augusta, Georgia. My father, Robert Boone Sr., was minister of music at pretty much every church we went to growing up. So I really got my start just kind of following him around to different rehearsals and I guess being annoying and begging enough until they actually let me get up there and actually start to play too. So kind of grew up in the family. It's very family tradition. And then from there, I just kind of started playing in church and the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I mentioned that you are a Davidson Fine Arts alum. How important was Davidson being a part of Davidson? How did that influence you musically?
Oh, a huge influence. My time at Davidson was great. I was reflecting on it the other day after the Grammy ceremony with a couple friends. But um, just to go somewhere and like have a really focused concentration on music. I mean, we did obviously we had academics as well, but to be able to have specialized training in music at such a young age really kind of sets you up for anything you want to do post school. So it was a great opportunity for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I mentioned, you are a member of the Count Basie Orchestra. Now, how did you get involved with that?
So I joined the Basie Orchestra around 2016 when I finished my master's degree down at Florida State. The director also just happens to teach there, and so I had a really great relationship with him. His name is Scotty Barnhart, and right after I graduated, about 6 months after, he called me to audition, and the audition was like a week in New York and 2.5 weeks in Japan. That kind of month was my audition for the group, and luckily things went well, and I'm still hanging around with them. It's been great.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than great, obviously, because like I say, great things have come from it. And as you mentioned, you've traveled, you've been to Japan. How was that experience going overseas and, doing your music?
Sure, it was great. That was actually my first time on a plane. Was headed over there. Or internationally speaking, at least, that was my first time going, and it was just the music is so well received over there, and it's hard not to have a great time in Japan. It's one of my favorite places in the world to go visit.
Awesome. Now let's talk about Grammy night. We got to talk about that. First of all, it's just an honor to be nominated, but to actually be a winner. Like, how was that moment for you when you found out that you actually won the Grammy that night?
Right. So like you said, it's a totally different thing from being nominated and winning because we were nominated a couple years ago, and I don't want to say it was a kind of a I mean, I guess it was a letdown to not win it, but because you always want to win. But this time we weren't able to go to the ceremony because we were actually on tour in Louisville, Kentucky, and so we just happened to have this particular night off, and we were all kind of gathered around the dinner table, eating, and then we got the notification that our award was being announced. So. I got my little phone and I held it up at the end of the table and let the whole band watch, and it was just really special and really cool to share that moment with everyone in the band. So we had a great time and we celebrated afterwards, appropriately. It was great.
That's awesome. And so for people who don't know, you guys won Best Large Jazz Ensemble Album, and you recorded Basie Swings the Blues. So that you played drums for that recording. Talk about just
Correct.
that album, like why should people listen to it? I mean, obviously besides being Grammy winning, but like why should people listen to that music?
So this album for us was a little bit different than what we typically do. We typically do more straight ahead jazz. This is more of a blues element to it. So we've got a ton of great guests. Carmen Bradford is on there, George Benson, Kev Moe. There's a list of just Lettucey. There's a great long list of instrumentalists and also vocalists that helped us with this record. So it's a really great, fresh, unique take on a band that's been winning Grammys since the very first Grammy Award show. So for me to be a part of the continuing legacy of that band is really special, and I don't take it for granted at all.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, you are a Florida State University alum. How important is education for you?
Education is really important. I went to Kennesaw State and Florida State, and now I teach at Georgia State. So I'm trying to give back in some of the same ways that people poured into me as I was growing up. a lot of the connections you make at school, a lot of the obviously the instruction is great and top notch, but really the biggest thing you want to do at school, or the biggest thing I took away from it, was the connections I made with my peers and people that are also a little bit older than me that are doing kind of the things that I want to do, and just have people to reach out to and kind of rely on that network whenever you have issues in your career. It's great to have that to fall back on.
Absolutely. And you talked about your family. Like I said, music is in your blood, your dad, your brother, your mom. Like, so how important is music to your family in this moment? How important was this moment for your family?
It was great. I'm pretty sure my parents were more excited than I was, honestly. So, which, I mean, you know, my mom and dad, so they've always been super supportive. So, of course, that was one of the first phone calls I got as soon as we won, was talking to them, and they just kept saying how proud they were. But I mean, even growing up, you know, in church, and my aunt played drums. My other aunt Bridget, she directs the choir. So, and, you know, everybody in our family has sung in the choir at one point in time or another. So music is just really important. Every family gathering, we have music playing. We're talking about music, showing each other new things, and it just makes a big difference. And that's one of the things that kind of makes our family so close together, is that connection through music.
Absolutely. Now I'm gonna put you on the spot. I've asked your dad this several times. He's avoided the question. So you, your brother, and your father, when are you guys blessing us with a project? Because we need that.
We need it too, honestly. We need to stop messing around and go ahead and knock it out. You know, every time we come home, we talk about it, and we may dabble and jam a little bit, but we really need to sit down and do it. So I'm just put it out there. It's going to be out by the end of this year. Let's hope this kind of kickstarts that emotion and get that moving a little bit quicker.
Okay, now I'm going to send this clip. I'm going to send it to Mr. Boone and say, this is what your son said. So we definitely,
right.
but we need it, man. Like I said, you guys are, not only have you all are a gift to the city of Augusta, but you guys are a gift to the world. And I think everybody just needs to experience what we Augustans already know about y'all. So we definitely want to share that with everybody else.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you.
Man, absolutely. What words of encouragement can you give someone who wants to get into music, or just someone who's watching this interview as far as life in general?
Sure. My advice is just to go for it, and the rest will, I mean, if you work hard at it, the rest will take care of itself. A lot of the opportunities I have been afforded, I can't really describe where they came from, but I do know that I was ready when they came along, and that's part of it too. You got to have opportunity, but then you also got to be able to step up to the plate and take care of the responsibility. So, and having one without the other is kind of meaningless. So, just always take care of what it is on your end, working hard, showing up on time, being prompt, having everything ready to go. People can rely on you and trust you, and then you'll start getting opportunities that you may not even see coming.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for that. If people want to know more about your journey or follow you, how can they do so?
So you can I'm on Instagram at Robert Boone Music. My website, robertboonemusic.com. I have all my information about any type of tours or clinic information, lesson information, my next few albums that are coming out, all kind of information. So anything you want to know is on either one of those two platforms.
Awesome. Well, Robert, thank you so much for joining us here today. We definitely celebrate you and we salute you, and congratulations on all the things that you have accomplished. And again, congratulations on the Grammy. So that's awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you again for having me. This has been a blast. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much, man. All right, everyone. I am Carlton T. Clay. This is Celebrate Black Excellence, where we celebrate Black excellence every day. Have a good one.